lot of people, they'll spend a lot of money for things that they don't need or that won't work really well for them, and others will try to take junk and turn it into treasure, and that's what I like to be. And so, like, pieces of pipe like this are just items that are, typically just recycled, and instead of recycling them, and instead of exchanging my things of value for money that isn't really of value except for the banks really like it, I keep my stuff. And so, we organize, we'd have a pile of copper, and we have a pile of lead, or we have, piles of wooden sticks, or we have things that we can use instead of having money. And so we had an issue with our door. Whenever we'd open up the door, we live out in the country and the wind blows a little bit, so the door would swing open or it'd swing shut, and you can buy a little door stop for it, or you can put a little hook on it, but it doesn't always take care of all the problems, and it's never unique, and everything has a carbon footprint. It has to be manufactured. The people that are going to work have to drive to work, and you have to go drive to the store. Well, we make 1 or 2 trips into town a week, sometimes less, and we're able to concentrate all of our trips and take care of a bunch of things, so we're only making 1 trip or 2 trips versus somebody driving into town every day. So anyway, let me get to where I was going to show you. I made this out of just a bunch of those pieces of scrap pipe, and I had to add in a couple of fittings and stuff, and I found a spring. This is off like an old carburetor, and then this is just some foam that was off of a job, and I was a plumbing contractor, so it's not really, I had a lot of parts anyway, but like all these pieces, they're just little parts for plumbing. And anyway, I made it so when the door is accidentally left open, it will swing and it hits the rubber, which it works well for that. But then when you have a minute to open it, or if you're intending for it to be open for a while, what you do is you open the door and hit it. It's all shock absorbing. But if you want it to stay open, you open this up and it's all spring loaded, and then it locks it in nice and solid. And so now the door isn't overextending the hinges, so the door is going to last a long time. And I built our house, and so I put quality into the things that we're going to be using all the time. So we've only got 2 like bathrooms in the house, but each of those faucets is something that feels right to operate. It's not like a crappy feeling, something that feels like it's gonna break. It's something that's quality. And if I ever have a problem with it, I call the manufacturer, and I know they're gonna stand behind their product, and it's not gonna be a headache. Because every headache you have in life, every time you're beating your head against a rock, I think it takes hours or maybe days off your life. And I don't know. I don't look at anything that I'm beating my head against a rock anymore, because it's your choice. Everything is your choice. It's all your free will on how you handle things, how you respond to things, perspective on any matter. Perspective is just a 180-degree change of what you formerly believed to what somebody else believes, and you never know who's right until it feels right to you. So anyway, just hope people start using up their junk, stop sending it to landfills. The landfills are making money off of you. It's actually a very, very funny thing that you're going to pay to drop off tires at the landfill, and then they're going to go through a small manufacturing process, and they're selling those tires. Because I went out to the landfill, and I was, had a little project that I wanted to build not retaining walls, I guess like little flower planter walls out of tires. Well, they wouldn't give me the tires, even though they got paid to take them. So I was like, wow, if they're not willing to give me junk from the landfill, they must be making some money off of this. So I started looking into it, and that's all you got to do is look into things whenever you have a question about it. But when you look into stuff, you're like, oh, wait, why is this happening? Oh, okay, let me look into it. And you start Googling, and Google is an awesome tool for anybody to use. But you start realizing that the trees and the yard debris that you pay to drop off, they're being paid by someone else to come take it. and the tires that you pay to drop off, and you're paying I think it's $8 a tire or $200 a ton to drop off tires. Well, they're also getting paid to put, to finish the process and what they're using them for, and they're using them to chip them up and sell them to fuel plants for making energy. That's inefficient. I mean, with hydrogen energy that's available with everyone's actually out of your urine, it's kids in Africa are running engines off of it. But if you watch mainline media and if you watch TV all the time, you'd think these kids in Africa have flies swarming around their mouths all the time. And I'm sorry, these kids are running engines off of their urine. I mean, it's not a subculture. It's something that is greater than what America is striving for right now. I mean, our kids are busy walking around like little zombies looking at a phone all day. They're playing video games. Parents don't have a picture of their kids playing video games. You don't put it up on the refrigerator that they beat this level of that game. Who cares? It doesn't matter. When we start doing things that matter and we start taking thought into everything we do, the world's going to change. And all it takes is these steps. And this is one of the steps. I mean, there's so many steps that we can share with you, and that's why we started our page. We've been inspired by other people who are making a difference in people's lives. We appreciate those kind of people. And other people that we're close to have been inspired by us with our gardening endeavors, and we live inexpensively, but we also we own everything that we have. We've built everything that we have. I've built our own vehicle. We're in the process of building our own camp trailer, and we built our own home. And we did it all by saving up our money before, making sacrifices, saving up our money, saving up our resources, and then working hard to accomplish things. And anybody can do it. I mean, I grew up bone broke, and my parents weren't able to help me out with like college tuition or anything. And I was unwilling to go into debt for to get knowledge. But thanks to YouTube University, and we have a campus here at Hawks Haven. I've learned everything I need to learn in life for free. So anyway, that's kind of my morning rant, and just to show you a cool little tool that we made. And we just use junk, and but it turns into something usable and something unique. We should always try to strive and have a unique life. Don't be a cookie cutter.